Hey, this is Dace from Dace's Rock and More Music Academy. You ever notice how on your guitar there's all sorts of switches and knobs and doohickeys and stuff like that? Well, I'm here today to help you unlock the mysteries of all the things on your guitar that does stuff. With this type of guitar because it's probably the most common type of guitar for first-time electric guitar players. Now, it's got these things right here which you may or may not know are called pickups. And these pickups transfer the sound of the strings through the cable on over into the amplifier. And the rest of the switches and knobs just mess with the sound before it's sent out through the cable. So starting with this thing is called a pickup selector. What does it do? It selects what pickups you're using. If you go all the way back, it's going to use this back pickup. All the way forward is the forward pickup here, and all the ones in the middle are combinations of one or more of these three pickups. So you can get a lot of different types of sounds. You can get something like this. You can get something like this. Listen to all the sounds you can get just with the pickup switch. Hey, check it out. The knobs on this one are labeled. That's going to help us figure out which one does what. Let's start with the volume knob. I bet you can figure out what the volume knob does. It makes it louder, and it also makes it quieter. And then there's the tone knobs. They change the sound of the guitar. Let's take a listen. Quite a difference in sound on that tone knob. Notice that I keep playing the same notes, but the sound changes. So the pitches of the notes that I'm playing stay the same, but the tone changes. Here's a different type of guitar. It almost looks like they took all the knobs and switches and threw them up in the air and kind of let them land wherever they wanted to. But after learning about what all the other things do on that previous guitar, I bet we can figure out what these things do here. For instance, I bet you already figured out that these were the pickups. And you probably already figured out that this switch is the pickup selector. And you probably already figured out that these things down here were for volume and tone control. Now here's a little bit of a difference between this guitar and the previous guitar. This type of guitar has 2 volume knobs and 2 tone knobs. There's a volume knob for each of the pickups and a tone knob for each of the pickups. So you can get all kinds of different types of sounds out of this thing. You can get anything from, let's see, I'll put this there and I'll do that, maybe that and that. And you can go to that pickup and get a nice, smooth, soft sound. Or you can go, whee, and get a sound that cuts through everything. Most electric guitars have volume knobs and tone knobs and pickup selector switches, but not all of them have all of those things. I've seen guitars with just one volume knob, like Eddie Van Halen played guitars like that. And I've also seen guitars with other stuff that we didn't talk about today, like coil tapping, push-pull pots and stuff like that. Well, let's just say this. Your guitar probably has volume knobs, tone knobs, and pickup selectors. If they don't, you might be playing a cat. And if you know that you're not playing a cat and you've got something different than a volume knob, tone knob, or a pickup selector, I would definitely suggest you hop on that dang old internet and search up the model and make of your guitar to figure out what it is. And here's another type of guitar. This one is clearly labeled that it's for rock music. It's clearly labeled, but it's not actually just for rock music. You can play whatever type of music you want to on it. And it's also clearly labeled that it's my guitar. Notice that many years ago, I actually lost a knob. I don't know where it went. And they're not labeled, but that doesn't matter. We know so much stuff about the knobs and switches on guitars that we can figure this out no problem. Pickups, volume, tone, pickup selector. Did you like and subscribe yet? You should do that now.